How much do you bring yourself to the product question as opposed to the research question?
Yeah, it's great question. I mean, I think one of the challenges I think of this space is obviously the underlying tech is moving unbelievably fast. And I think that's quite different even from the other big revolutionary techs, internet and mobile. At some point, you get some sort of stabilization of the tech stack so that then the focus can be on product, right? Or exploiting that tech stack. And what we've got here, which I think is very unusual, but also quite exciting from a researcher perspective, is that the tech stack itself is evolving incredibly fast, as you guys know. So I think that makes it uniquely challenging actually on the product side, not just for us at Google and DeepMind, but for startups, for anyone really, any company, small and large, is what do you bet on right now when that could be 100% better in a year, as we've seen. And so you've got this interesting thing where you need kind of fairly deeply technical sort of product people, product designers and managers, I think, in order to sort of intercept where the technology may be in a year. So there's things it can't do today, and you want to design a product that's going to come out in a year. So you've got to kind of you've got a pretty deep understanding of the tech and where it might go to sort of work out what features you can rely on. And so it's an interesting one. I think that's what you're seeing, so many different things being tried out. And then if something works, we've got to really double down quickly on that.
Yeah. During your keynote, you talked about Gemini as powering both sort of productivity assistant style stuff and also fundamental science and research challenges. And I wonder, in your mind, is that the same problem that sort of like one great model can solve? Or are those sort of very different problems that just require different approaches?
I think when you look at it, it looks like an incredible breadth of things, which is true. And how are these things related? Other than the fact I'm interested in all of them, but is that that was always the idea with building general intelligence, truly generally, and this in this way that we're doing, it should be applicable to almost anything, right? That being productivity, which is very exciting, help billions of people in their everyday lives, to cracking some of the biggest problems in science. 90%, I would say, of it is the underlying core general models. In our case, Gemini, especially 2.5. And in most of these areas, you still need additional applied research or a little bit of special casing from the domain, maybe it's special data or whatever, to tackle that problem. And, maybe we work with domain experts in the scientific areas. But underlying it, when you crack one of those areas, you can also put those learnings back into the general model. And then the general model gets better and better. So it's a kind of very interesting flywheel. And it's great fun for someone like me who's very interested in many things. You get to use this technology and sort of go into almost any field that you find interesting.